All right, guys, what is going on? It's Chris Colgan here, your real estate agent for the DC area. Are you going to subscribe to my channel? Are you going to like and comment on this video? Yeah! Okay, great. We got plenty of stories to unpack here. I also want to talk about the real estate market as well. So let's get right into it. All right, so I want to touch on something here that's been talked about for a couple years. And it finally is getting close to completion. This Metro Silver Line is going to go all the way out to Ashburn. There has been so many delays. I'm sure the pandemic didn't help, but Metro has officially taken it over from the Washington Metro Transportation Authority. So what they're thinking is that the Metro will officially open at Dallas and into Ashburn around late fall. So from that, I'm probably gonna tell you to go ahead and put down at the end of the year, near the winter. This place, this whole transportation project, I'm so angry I can't even talk right. This whole project had so many issues. There was cracked concrete, all kinds of things going on, tons of frustration, but it looks like there is some light at the end of the tunnel. So this is gonna go all the way out to Ashburn, into DC from Dallas. Everywhere it's gonna have several new stops. So this thing is getting closer and closer to being finished. There will be 6 new stations, and you know what? This thing costs $5.8 billion. So you would have thought they would have got it done on time, but not at all. So let's keep talking about some other news. RFK Stadium in DC has had several fires. There was supposed to be a demolition process that was going to happen. That got delayed as well. And now they are saying this structure is getting pretty dangerous, and not only is a huge eyesore, we're talking about demolitioning, like literally blowing up RFK, the former home of the Washington Commanders. And they don't know yet what they're going to do. I think DC will eventually make another pitch to get the Commanders into DC, which I think would be great. I'd rather see them do that than be in Virginia, but that stadium is actually going to be imploded. The plan is at the end of next year, but with this project, like anything else, we were just talking about the Metro, everything seems to keep getting delayed, but this is definitely going to happen, folks. This stadium is going to be imploded. The Redskins, at the time, their name was obviously the Redskins at the time. They won 3 Super Bowls. I think they played some NFC Championship games there, so tons of history. Used to go to concerts there all the time, but that stadium is going to be imploded, okay? So no more RFK Stadium. Next in the news, Jeff Bezos keeps putting his footprint in the Washington, D.C., Northern Virginia area. He owns Washington Post, the new Amazon HQ2 coming into Arlington. Well, now we have Blue Origin has just taken up in Reston, according to Washington Business Insider. They took over a office building in Reston. It's gonna be 33,000 square foot. So they're putting a larger footprint in the DC market for his, it's kind of like a SpaceX competitor, right? Like they also have some government contracts as well. So you know what, like I've said before in many of my videos, if you want to do business with the government has basically said you got to be headquartered here. We saw Boeing do it. We saw Raytheon do it. A lot of people move in their headquarters here. Obviously the Bezos, I know people that have seen him driving around here in the Ashburn area. Blue Origin will be having a huge footprint in the Reston area. And if you want to know anything more about Reston, we're about to shoot a huge video there. Kind of funny though, we keep getting kicked out every time I do. Apparently we need a filming permit anytime we go near Reston Town Center. So we're working on that. I know some of you guys have asked us to do a video on Reston to people that are going to be moving there. So if you are thinking about moving there, if you work for Blue Origin, definitely hit me up. I can show you around the area, but they have their own Metro stuff there in Reston as well. But let's get into the huge news. Probably why you're watching this video is the latest housing market stats. All right, so being a full-time real estate agent here in the DC area, I have my pulse on the market. I've been in this market now, unbelievably, 19 years. And what I'm seeing now is, it's kind of shocking, right? Like, I honestly thought for sure we would see this huge market slowdown and things would really come to a halt with all the cryptocurrency crashing and some stocks on the stock market being down about 50%. What I'm seeing though is if you are pricing your house right and it is very presentable, the houses are still selling. I just listed a piece of land that we got a full price offer on, which really shocked me because land usually is one of the first things to slow down. So the market here has totally not slowed down, but there is something I really want you to think about here or just dive into here. It's called inventory accumulation, if I can say that right. And basically what that means is if no other houses went on the market, how long would it take for all the houses in a particular area to sell? So I want to go through some of these stats for the different areas. And that's one thing I really want to focus on because there is some huge changes with that. So in Washington, D.C., last year it was 1.8 months in the month of June. Well, this year it's 2.5 months. So obviously the inventory has creeped up and it's going to take longer for those houses to come on. I've seen those numbers be as high as 8 months. So 2.5 is not bad at all, but it obviously went up from 1.8. The median sold price in DC was $725,000 with 26 days on market average. That doesn't really shock me either. I've said this plenty of times before. DC has a large condo market. Condos take a lot longer to sell. Getting into Fairfax, which we just shot a video on, I will post a link up here for you. Fairfax last year was 1.2 months. This right now, this point of year, is 1.4 months of inventory. Medium sold price, $689,000 with 10 days on the market. So the days on the market's creeped up a little bit. Prices have not gone down, but you can see a little bit more inventory. Prince William County, which really seems to be a strong market still. There is a big fight out here with all these new data centers. A lot of people don't want them. A lot of people do want them. I think the problem is a lot of it's close to the battlefield, but there just isn't much land out here. Last year it was 0.9, so it was a little less than a month. Right now it's 1.2. So again, inventory creeping up at sold medium. I keep wanting to say average sales price, don't ask why. Medium sold price, $545,000 with an average days on market of 8 days. Getting into Loudoun County, again, same as Prince William, 0.9 last year. This year it's 1.3, so we saw an increase of inventory on the market. $690,000 medium sold price with an average days of market of 8 days. So look at that, right? Like if your house is priced right and you list like with an unbelievable agent like me, your house is going to sell in 8 days. We're not seeing the crazy multiple offers anymore, but we are still seeing a strong market. Getting out to Fauquier, they actually had the biggest slowdown of any market I've seen. So last year at this time they were 1.2 months of inventory. Now they're at 2 months. So meaning no other houses went on the market. It would take 2 months for all their houses to sell. Medium sold price of $550,000. Days on market 16. So Fauquier did have a big slowdown. I think the issue with Fauquier is it's not really a deal like everyone thinks it is to go out there, and they do have some road issues, but it obviously still is a very desirable area. And then finally getting into Stafford, 0.9 last year, this year, right now 1.3, $500,000 medium sold price, and then 10 days average market. So right now, Prince William, Loudoun, Fairfax, still the strongest market around. Now, what I'm also seeing right now is we're back to the part where, you know, we're in the summer months. That's when things really slow down in the DC area. It gets hot, people go on vacation, they're distracted, so we are seeing a little bit of slowdown from that. But you know what? The last few listings I put on have sold like that. So definitely subscribe to this channel. I have a goal to get to 1,000 subscribers, then 10,000, and then eventually 100,000, and then eventually 1 million. Become the Mr. Beast of DC area YouTube. So I appreciate you guys for posting a lot more, shooting a lot more content. Let me know in the comments below what else you guys want to see. As always, I'll see you at the top or from the top. Email me, Chris Colgan at colganteam.com if you have any real estate related questions, or if you're thinking about buying or selling a house. I will see you later, DC. Mwah, mwah. Beautiful, as always. I don't even know why I just said that as an ending. Goodbye.